Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this unseen video. This is where we take a look at things that have happened away from the show. The show tonight being Smackdown, of course. And I honestly can't remember a week where so much happened away from a show. Obviously, the big news being the arrest of Liv Morgan. Now, this has divided opinion. Obviously, there's some people disappointed that she's been caught up in this. There's other people saying it's weed. Everyone smokes weed in America. Like, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people smoke weed in America, in Florida. But it is illegal. And it does carry some heavy charges as well. Like, the sentence can be quite severe. So she has been charged with possession of marijuana and possession of drugs. The drugs being a separate charge because she also had some synthetic cannabinoid as well, additional to the marijuana. And apparently there was a vape in there as well, which had this substance inside. So she has got to go to court in February. I think it's the 12th of February in Florida, where she's going to plead guilty or not guilty. If she pleads guilty or is found guilty, then the charges could be up to a maximum of 1 year in prison, up to a year probation as well, and $1,000 fine. She could also have 6 months driving license suspension. And apparently the marijuana charge and the drugs charge are 2 separate charges. So she could be found up to a year for the marijuana and up to a year for the synthetic cannabinoid. Now, what I would say about this is I think it sounds scary. I don't think that they would go for the maximum. If she pleads guilty, that will also reduce the charge as well. There's nothing here about it being in her system, which for me was the much bigger concern because, as we said, a lot of people smoke marijuana, but I think actually operating a vehicle under the influence so soon after what we saw with Sunny, that just makes me feel uncomfortable, to be honest. So I don't think there's anything here to suggest it was in her system at this stage, but that's the latest. This is the latest. We've got a couple of charges, couple of drugs charges, and she's going to have to go and plead guilty or not guilty in February. So this is obviously an emerging situation. She is out on bond at the moment. Her bond was $3,000 apparently. And the reason why they pulled her over was because the vehicle was swerving. And again, that was adding to the concern that it was in her system. But the vehicle was swerving, they pulled her over, and immediately they could smell marijuana inside the vehicle. So a developing situation, but I just wanted to give you the latest on that. Then, of course, I mean, look, heartbreak for Charlotte. She is going to be out. It was announced on commentary. She is going to be out for 9 months. And immediately 9 months did make people question and make people think. Like 9 months, that's interesting because that's the same amount of time it takes to have a baby. But obviously she would likely want to spend a bit longer with the baby once the baby's been born. So yes, 9 months does make you think of pregnancy, but I think the fact that they're kind of indicating she'll be back after those 9 months probably means it's not pregnancy. We know that she suffered an injury, but that injury could be a fake. It could be a work to cover up for a pregnancy. So you do need to know this is a theory that's doing the rounds, but I believe it to be genuine. We don't know what it is yet. We've only got the information from the commentary team, and they said she's out for 9 months. That means she's out the Rumble, out of WrestleMania, potentially SummerSlam as well. Like, this is a big hit. This is a big hit for Charlotte. We did do a news video on the second channel, Wrestling Daze Clips. That's where our news videos go. But just wanted to let you know that she sent this out, this little emoji, and I think it says more than words could, to be honest. She is brokenhearted. This is huge. WWE Speed, let's go. So there is potentially a new show on the way. Don't know if this is going to be on the network, if it's going to be on YouTube, if it's going to be its own show. WWE Speed. They recorded this before SmackDown tonight. Couple of matches, 2 matches. So Bronson Reed against Nathan Frazier and Cedric Alexander against Axiom. 5 minutes on the clock, and it's about trying to win the match within that time. So this is really interesting. I don't know what they're doing with this. Apparently, the commentary team was Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick. So the same as SmackDown, just minus Michael Cole. And yeah, it got filmed. This was filmed. Don't know if they're looking at this as a concept for a new show and like a new brand or something. Or if it's just they're looking at like maybe a new division, like there's a new championship, the Speed Championship, and all the matches are 5 minutes time limit. So it could be for a title, could be its own show, could be on YouTube, could be on the network, could be a pilot for a bigger brand. Like, I don't know what they're doing with this, but that's the logo, and that's what happened, and this is very exciting. So we didn't see that tonight, but it's something that went down just before SmackDown. As well as that, this is something happening after SmackDown. This week's SmackDown has got a taped show after, and these are the Christmas trees backstage. We didn't see them on this week's show, but they're going to be brought out for next week's SmackDown. And this was courtesy of WrestlePlace on Twitter. So backstage Christmas trees. And obviously we know next week as well, there's a few things that are lined up, but this feels like the big holiday match. We tend to have one. Last year we had the Miracle on 34th Street fight between Imperium and Braun and Ricochet. Looks like this one is going to be a holiday Havoc match, a big 8-woman tag match featuring Damage Control, Bianca, Michin, Zelina, and Shotzi. So yeah, that's taking place next week. Wow, this was a big moment as well. So AJ Styles came back and looks jacked. Everyone's talking about how jacked he is. The word on social media is just the size of AJ. So he came down to help Randy and LA Knight attack the Bloodline, but then he went after LA Knight. He attacks LA Knight. Now, of course, if you watch SmackDown, you know that. But why did he do it? Well, the theory at the moment is that he went after LA because LA was the person that replaced him. So, of course, it was going to be John Cena and AJ Styles working as a tag team, taking on Jimmy and Solo, but because of the injury, he got replaced, and it was actually LA that replaced him. So I wonder if AJ thinks that LA might have had something to do with him being attacked, or is he just jealous that LA Knight took his opportunity away from him? That's the theory doing the rounds on social media right now. It's to do with jealousy. Or maybe suspicion that LA was secretly behind the attack. Clearly, LA is not going to be, because LA's had his own troubles with the Bloodline. This feels like we're just starting to move AJ more into a heel role. So maybe we're doing something with AJ like what we do with Drew. He's going to be a heel, and you can sort of see where he's coming from. It's just that he's going to be taking it a little bit too far. So, yeah, this is really intriguing, but I just wanted to let you know what social media was saying about it. And of course, before we move on, we know that Randy kind of made him his intentions clear. He challenged Roman to a match at the Royal Rumble, but that match hasn't been accepted at this stage. And also Bayley earlier announcing for the Royal Rumble. Then we got this. This was quite recent. This was retweeted by Sean Ross Sapp. So Mustafa Ali saying 12:21 p.m. Eastern time. Don't know what that means. I mean, I'm thinking it's around this time that their non-compete runs out. So I don't know if that's an indicator of his non-compete coming to an end. But 12:21, a little tease from Mustafa Ali online. And then this from Sean Ross Sapp, which I thought was really interesting. The Karrion Kross promo, basically saying it's time for a reset and lots of imagery. Well, this is the image that Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful pulled out and questioning Is that Paul Ellering? We know the Authors of Pain tag team are due to return. Lots of rumours they're going to join up with Carrion. And so they're just questioning, is that a little glimpse of Paul Ellering? Could Paul Ellering once again be the Authors of Pain manager? We've been down this road with White Rabbit, and a lot of those images turned out to just be stock images. So there is a chance this is also a stock image, but just something to be aware of. So much going on right now on SmackDown and away from SmackDown. I wanted to bring you this video. Let me know your thoughts on any or all of these points down in the comments below. Appreciate the support as always, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.